Now, mascara, lotion, and toothpaste, a few items we use every day without a second thought. What if we told you these personal care items are jam-packed with controversial ingredients? Now, some people are switching to what they call safe makeup. But what if you already thought you were using safe makeup? I take a step into the cosmetic industry to learn more in my special report, Dangerous Beauty. Cosmetics is a billion-dollar industry in the United States. In fact, 4 out of 5 American women wear makeup every day. In their lifetime, they spend around $15,000 on cosmetics alone. This information from Mint Money Manager explains why the U.S. has the largest cosmetic market in the world. Although it's our country's least regulated industry, the Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act gave authority to the FDA in 1938 to oversee these industries. There are 112 pages of standards with only one full page dedicated to cosmetics. For some, that raises concern.
And I was really shocked at some of the brands that I thought were safe because of words like natural and botanical and pure and natural, that really, I found out later, really are rendered meaningless in the beauty industry.
Britt Bolin is dedicated to leading a clean, healthy lifestyle. Infertility issues, skin cancer scares, and hours of research led her to purge her cosmetic products.
And so those are the obvious ones that jump out at me when I look at this sort of common face wash.
Why? Parabens, phthalates, PEGs, ingredients found in the majority of her healthcare products came with controversy from the American Cancer Society.
80% of Americans have no idea that there are potentially harmful ingredients in their personal care products. And I think when I learned that, I was like, I'm one of those people.
Bolin cares deeply about what's in her products, but feels the FDA doesn't. According to the FDA, cosmetic products and ingredients do not need FDA approval before they go on the market. Manufacturers are responsible for self-regulating, not requiring them to test before selling them to customers. As far as recalls, the FDA does not have authorization. The manufacturers make that decision.
The scariest part about all of this is that ingredients are innocent until proven guilty and not the other way around.
When there is a recall, minimal info goes on the FDA website. I wanted to see the most recent recalls because I was curious how often it happens. The most recent recalls come from the children's store Justice over concerns about asbestos, but I had more questions. Several phone calls later, the recall department for Justice explained the tween girls' makeup hit the shelves in March and was recalled by June. That's all they could offer, leaving out how they came to the recall decision, how many complaints were filed, or if any child experienced a medical emergency tied to the use of their products. So I put my own products to the test. With Bolin's help, we went through dozens of labels.
Overlooked because it's in everything.
We found everything she had warned me about, but I was reading ingredient names I didn't understand. I took the information to the Soderstrom Skin Institute, where Dr. Carl Soderstrom walked me through my concerns, starting with parabens, a preservative that's used to keep products from getting bacteria and fungus.
So on one hand, parabens are protective. On the other hand, if they absorb too much in the skin, there are questions about whether they affect the hormonal balance of the bodies, whether they affect the estrogen receptors and maybe cause more availability of estrogens to breast tissue, which may increase the risk of breast cancers. But the huge data and the huge double-blind studies on that aren't available.
Parabens are banned in cosmetics over in Europe, but not here in the U.S.
But everybody's used parabens because it's in everything, and it has been. So how do we get those pure studies? And I think that's one of the challenges.
Dr. Soderstrom went on to say that we can't be sure the parabens in our system are directly related to cosmetics.
What we have is speculation and concern and worry, but no final answers.
The same goes for phthalates, a chemical that acts as a binding agent in moisturizer.
So they get stuck sometimes in the fatty areas. These indications are of some concern when you isolate that, but there's 1,000 chemicals that are also of the same kind of concern.
The concern is that it can affect your hormones and reproduction, but Dr. Soderstrom says more research needs to be done to make the correlation. At the end of the day, consumers do have a choice, as Bolin reminds us.
The more the people speak up, the more it's going to have, they're going to have to listen at some point.
Minimizing your products can be the first step. Demanding research comes next. Now, there are resources for consumers to check their products. The Environmental Working Group is a nonprofit empowering people to live healthier lives through research. Their website, ewg.org, offers specific information about ingredients and rates products on how safe they are.